Abigail, Veg Craze, and I have a product roundup for you today where I choose a couple of products within one category to compare and contrast for you, so you get a few reviews in one. Today I'm doing concealers, so all natural, all vegan as always, and these are a bunch of concealers. I have 3 different ones for you today. One is my absolute favorite, and the other 2 are kind of meh. So here we go. The first one is from the company called Korres. They are not a vegan line, so beware what you're buying. You definitely have to read ingredients, but this is a vegan product and they are an all-natural company. So Korres is a little bit higher end, so this is definitely a higher price point. Actually, all of these are, unfortunately. There just are not a lot of drugstore natural vegan brands that carry high quality concealers. So these are all a little bit higher end. So this is their Quercetin and Oak Concealer. It says anti-aging, anti-wrinkle concealer. So it's in a little tub like this. It's like that, about this big. And this is what the product looks like when you open it up. So I always buy the lightest color, the lightest shade in the line, because obviously I'm very fair skinned. And so a lot of my comments on these are about the color, how well it matches my skin tone. So if you have very fair skin like I do, then this will be especially helpful for you, but I'll also be talking about the texture. So this one, I did not like all that much. The color has a little bit of a pinkish tint to it, so if you have more of a ruddy toned skin, then this might work for you, but generally you're not looking for a pinkish undertone in your concealer because you want it to cover up redness. So I don't understand why they did that, unless you're using it as an under eye concealer, in which case you would want more like a salmon tone to counteract the purple under eye bags. But this is so sheer that it really does not work under your eyes, so I didn't like it at all. So I'll swatch it on my hand so you can see what it looks like a little bit. Come in for that. So that's what it looks like, pretty, you know, hard on there, but let me rub it in. Once you pat it a bit, it's super sheer. So that's my main complaint about this, is that not only is the color not a good match for really any skin tone unless you have a very ruddy complexion. It's so sheer, it just washes right out. Especially putting it under your eyes. I mean, it just looks like you put on a very, very light tinted moisturizer or something like that. It just does not have enough oomph. Also, it's a very thin formula, so not only is it sheer, but it doesn't have a thickness. So usually with a concealer, especially if you're covering up blemishes, you're going to want something a little bit more cakey, with just a little bit more oomph to it so that you can pat it on and it can cover nicely. This is so thin that you can't even build it up very well. So definitely not something that I would be repurchasing. So the Korres is a no. And then the second one that I have here is from Bare Minerals, and it's just their correcting concealer, broad spectrum SPF 20, which is pretty nice that they have SPF on it, especially if you're putting it under your eyes. So this is what the package looks like. Very sleek, little black tub, and then when you open it, it just pops open. Has a little mirror there, so that's pretty nice for putting it on the go. But I didn't love this one either, and I definitely would not repurchase it. This one has a distinctly yellow tone. Again, I purchased the lightest one in their line. It's called Light Number 1, and it's extremely yellow. So if you are Asian, then this might be perfect for you. If you have any other yellow toned skin, that might work really well for you. For me, it was just way too yellow. Under my eyes, I felt like it was too sheer as well. So here, I'll swipe it on my hand. Let me try to build it up a bit so you can see it. It's the second swatch there. Hard to see. It's so sheer again. So this is a common complaint, I think, among concealers, is that they're often very sheer, and you want something really opaque so that you can cover up discoloration. So really sheer. When I blend it in a little bit, still really sheer. Also, not just yellow, but kind of an orangey color. So especially when you blend it in, and I do find it oxidizes a little bit, so it turns additionally more orange throughout the day. So I really didn't like it, unfortunately. Definitely would not repurchase that one. Again, it's a higher price point because it is Bare Minerals line. And then the third one that I have is from Tarte. and it is called their Smooth Operator Amazonian Clay Waterproof Concealer. And I've done a lengthy review on this one a long time ago, months and months ago. So I'll put a link to that in the comment section below. So if you want to see more information about this one, you can watch that video. But this is what the product looks like. Really nice packaging with the gold, and then it twists up like a lipstick. So you can see this one is almost gone, has a little bit left. So because this is in a stick form instead of a pot, that tells you right away something about the texture of the product. So you know it's not something that is going to be really thin, because it can stand up on its own like a lipstick. So it has a lot of thick texture to it, so you can build it up. Works great over blemishes as well as under eyes. So I use it for both. I just use a very small brush to apply for covering blemishes or dark spots that I just dip right in there. But then when I'm putting it under my eyes, I just dab it on and then pat it in place with my finger, and it works great. So this one again is the lightest color, and it's a very nice neutral tone. Not too yellow, not too pink, doesn't oxidize or turn orange throughout the day. So if you have a very fair skin tone, this is definitely a good match for you. The color that I have is called Fair, but again, it's their lightest one. And in general, I think a lot of their colors are more of a neutral tone, not too yellow, not too pink. So if that's what you're looking for, then this is a good line for you to follow. So this one I really have no complaints for at all. Thick enough to cover blemishes, neutral enough to cover under eye circles. You can blend it really easily. Really love it. So 2 dislikes and 1 like. I would recommend the Tarte one, but not the Bare Minerals or the Korres. So hopefully that will save you guys some money, because these are all expensive. They're all over 20 bucks. So definitely you're going to want to look at reviews, and if you have a Sephora or an Ulta near you, go and check out the colors so you can swatch them yourself. Oh, I didn't swatch the third one for you. Let me swatch that for you. So I just hit this very light on my hand. You can see right there how opaque it is. Just a very light swatch. And then if I rub it in a bit, yeah, it's so much thicker. You can see it covers up the veining in my hand right away. So blends really nice into your foundation, even if you're not using a liquid foundation. I use a powder foundation and it still works great. And it sticks throughout the day. That's the other thing. These other two tend to fade very quickly throughout the day and just wear away because they're so thin. So just natural oil protection in your face is going to just wash it away after a while. But the Tarte definitely, oh, it'll stay on all day, especially if you powder over it a little bit. You're golden. Really, really good. So love that one. Don't like these ones so much. So if you have other concealer recommendations, let me know. I'd love to try them out and review them here. And leave a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see next. So thanks for joining me. Subscribe if you want to see more vegan videos about food, beauty, and lifestyle. And I will see you in the next video. Aloha.